ways of keeping people out. And even, I loved last year's Festival of Ideas, but frankly, the ticket price excluded a very large number of people in this city. And I was very glad to hear today that they decided to make next year's free, because we need everyone to move forward as a city, to be innovative, to be able to make progress in any way. We need everyone. It's not just half of us. So as the physical city, you know, we have this committee, we're meeting occasionally, we're all busy people. What are we really going to do to address this problem? After I've spoken a couple of times, I've had people come up to me who live in northern Dallas and say, you know, I don't want this divide. I'm interested in addressing this. I'm interested in investing in this, but I don't have a method for that. I don't have a way to do it. I don't have a lot of money, but I'd like to help. So one of the things that we thought we could do, we can't have a lot of impact by actually building buildings. We don't have the bandwidth or the resources for that, and it wouldn't make that big an impact anyway. But what we can do that is immediate and practical is build a bridge between the people that want to help and the people that need help. And I say that not patronizingly, because it is patronizing, but because I think I want to help. And I don't want to be patronizing. So what I've done is spent a lot of time in these neighborhoods. I go drive around, I look, I meet people, and what I found to my surprise is that these are wonderful people. They are bright and educated and articulate and interesting, and for every food desert that we have in southern Dallas, there's somebody who lives in that neighborhood, who loves that neighborhood, who wants to start a grocery store, but they can't because they don't have the resources to do that. For every place that has nothing but fast food, and if you spend a lot of time in southern Dallas, that's a lot of neighborhoods where there's literally not a restaurant within 10 miles or 15 miles. For every one of those neighborhoods, there's probably 10 people that would love to start a restaurant, that live there, that love their neighborhoods, but they can't because they don't have the access to resources. And in some cases, they even own the land. They might have land that their parents bought or that's been in the family for generations, but they do not have the wherewithal to do something with it. So in looking at all of that, we put this together and decided, I've been looking around for some kind of an investment vehicle that would allow people, even with very small amounts of money, to participate as a team, as a collaborative effort in bringing up the southern sector and certain neighborhoods within the southern sector. And I was looking for that for a while, and finally Doric, right here, one of the guys on my team, said, Real Estate Investment Trust. Perfect. For those of you not familiar with that, that is a platform that specifically invests in managing real estate, and it allows a broad spectrum of people. You have to have at least 100 investors to participate on a fairly equal basis. For example, the smallest, the minimum investment would be $500, the maximum would be $5,000. But it allows us to form a community of people who are specifically willing to invest in that restaurant or that grocery store. And the impact of that in these neighborhoods is huge, in part because people are actually getting to live their dreams and develop their own affluence within the community. We're not coming in and starting a Kroger there. That's fine, it's good, they need the food, that's excellent. But to have somebody local be able to live their own dream, develop the affluence of their own family, and bring along the neighborhood with them, in addition to providing resources and amenities that are not there, that's what we want to promote. So, what we are proposing is a real estate investment trust, something that people from all over the city can participate in, and it also it's a bridge, it's a platform, it's a way for us to also introduce these local entrepreneurs who you would, if you ever had the chance to meet them, which you probably won't. If you spend all your time in the kind of the normal circles that we do, you probably won't. But this is an opportunity to meet them as well. So for anybody that invests, we'll do that. We'll provide introductions. We'll have mixers. You'll get to see who it is that you're promoting and what it is that you're promoting. So just a little more detail on the REIT itself. It's people can invest in it, and it specifically provides dividends. So all of the income that comes into it from managing, developing, and managing properties goes back out as dividends to everybody in the platform. We want to keep the initial investment low so that people from the neighborhoods can invest. We also, one of the things that these neighborhoods are really rich in, and when we eventually get smart enough to do this, we will realize that southern Dallas is a gold mine because it has lots and lots of what is currently very inexpensive vacant land. If you look at the total area of Dallas, 85% of the value, of the land value, is in the This is 50% of the land mass in the South that has 15% of the land value. There's a huge discrepancy. And I think eventually we're going to really catch on to this, because it's also true that the prettiest parts of Dallas are in the South. There is an entire rim with fabulous views of downtown. There are hills, who knew? When I got here, I thought Dallas was flat. It's not flat. There's some fabulous hills on Spur 408. So, I mean, it's amazing the things that you find if you go driving around in southern Dallas, but it's also amazing the people that you find. I bought a lot recently at a tax sale in a really decrepit neighborhood. And the neighbor called me and said, hey, I'd like to buy that lot because it's right next to my house. This woman has 2 master's degrees and a real estate license, and she is passionate about her neighborhood. She could move out, but she's not going to, because she grew up there and she wants to make it better. She wants it to be what she imagines it to be, and what she imagines it to be is so much better than what I could imagine it to be, because it's her neighborhood. Those are her people, it's her community. Her mother bought that house, single mom, managed to own that house right out. That was wealth to her. She didn't feel like she grew up poor. Those are the kinds of stories that we need to support. If she wants to help develop that neighborhood, I want to help her, because she's going to be a great landlord. She's not going to be an absentee landlord that, you know, rents to whoever and keeps the place like a slum. She is part of that community and part of that fabric. So what we wanted to do, because we want something tangible, is to start this real estate investment trust. We're going to get 100 investors over a year. We expect to get about $500,000 in the first year, and we will specifically invest in local entrepreneurs from southern Dallas by helping their projects with their real estate holdings.
Any questions?